Okay. Nining Jo Chuli, welcome back to Chaka Leb Acholi and Jacqueline Kango Court. Man segment me, Ceng Abicel, Okeny. Today is the fourth session with Okeny. And the topic for today, Ningani, one minute and look me, nyomi gang, gi kid me nyom, ma jumo berekere gi lorok. The difference between ki nyomo, ngamo, me, the community to me actually, gi the difference in nyomo ngamo ma pe ngami gang, ngami actually. We wanted to explore that from two experiences, Mawati Ekere. Okay, being that he's going to share with his own experience, relationship more better yet. Also myself, Kidma relationship with Choli and Gilorok. Okay, okay, I'm going to pass it on to you and to introduce yourself and maybe share a little bit about this topic.
Kaka po me gana me jola ni gana chaka la be chuli
Mm.
hat topic me tie pian munu topic atia be pian nge one more ti gana olaya nyo wati gang polo roke wati anene ni pol lutini to ama jui gi dongo onyala gin kari kanye nyo kelo gin kanya pono gi tojo nyo pol gi tie me lutini atino atamane parents jui wajet gi kin ma kika chuli tie kere kiro dama mero gi bet kere yala ka chal ki mero nyomo nyom kire anga chuli gi tie kere but inge wabedo
Mm.
kama pol nyo dal moko mene inge wabe ka gi bedo chal yo laya ni lutini tugi gi kiro ka wire gi lo rog nyo gi nyomo lo rog nyo gi bedo gi lo rog and tie jal munu culture wa tie nyen again culture to ami gang inge poultry and actually me inyome kin actually uh, pene actually gin yenyo lo rock but inge malo lungo ne new millennium yo moko nyen pinya loge so dano gi wiye kan itime kina iworo kere ilobo ibi nongo lo tini kari tie jal America, kari ti Australia, kari ti Canada, kari ti UK, yo kari kamoy ken gilo gineno chal gi bedo gi kilo ro gingo gene so ada itwero binomo daga pe nyo acho mo atiro ro yala uno unye kere nyo ubero kere nyo ubi nyome en ti achuli weng loke kenyo so kira ti atamana wan wabedo ka no apole atamane wan kwa waneno kit kwa kolorok mene tie pat kit kwa kwa chul tie pat lakini ngeo logmi relationship na tie uh, apa pat en ngamo yero ngane biro bedo kereno en no munu gyaro bangamia yeah so munu kira
Mm.
tamo
Apoa. An mene, kin mi waja kerene. Wan ma wadongo wako chien lolunga ni team, wili di team, far away from home. Uh, we didn't get to experience much of Nano culture to Aminyo, besides looking at our parents being in a traditional marriage. And then obviously watching you guys who are older than us, watching you guys, how you guys engage in marriage and who you guys end up marrying was the only experience that we had. Coming from Sudan and into Uganda and then into America. But what Betty Katamoningoni, the need to preserve culture to up here now, what a different society. What wanong wabi dog gankone. You can love who you love. Kanye culture makanye lowaning on it. Love is love. You can love who you love. Even though if parents may push back against God, Nyomo Lorok Loquero. I remember dad to a young quero and older sisters to a get bido kanong suitors mogo ma bino gang no again lorok or quero Oriamagi. Tata, dear boy, you guys are watching. Jomono Biruka looking to marry sisters to my donga. Dad to acquire happy and gin rock. Ye kid look echo. And Mirani Dana Migang again at Julie to a my and ginging. So what I understand, look me nyome mi gang. The pros of Nyomo gang in your culture tugi, in your family tugi, in your capacity tugi. Yalla been dad paying your uncles too from your clan, well your sub clan. No one in your kid me vetting family Johnny. Lo nana family man ka ngare kuiri. Kono gi kwana will ngongo will gi maro gina lano dano. Uh, if they perceive that family bad, then fine, they will accept Nyome. Lakin ka ni lorok ma bino ni, there's no way of parents bearing your dad, bearing your uncles, bearing ngeo family pa lorok. Lo tuero vetting ko pian lo ngeo ko. Society, there's no way of finding out family pangara better ni ka bokeli rigang to introduce. And parents who have been more bit strict, especially dad too, and he will not allow le rogmo bin gang kono gi parents or gi explain kom gi bino gi kan values to gi nga. He didn't have the time for that. He only cared about jotua jomi gang actually, so that they can negotiate, look me nyom with understanding. Can get the understand culture to culture Chaka actually when it comes to Nyom. Lakini, mawabir kanyabir kar my lunch. We all had some experience with biddy relationship, a traditional Nyom with me actually Kanya in the US. We had our share. I know my sisters Guinea, they were in marriages, get Chuli Guinea, and they followed a strict custom to a minyom, which includes ngani, like your bino gang team introduction, both parents to our your uncles and parents. Get him introduction, give follow the whole step, minyom, uh, kwaya water gagi, bino chul look ngong gini. Wabir kanena ero do sisters to when my turn came, and it's more so relationship. But actually, I was very young. I've never ever this. I never even thought of Nyoma Choli because I didn't think I would ever come into contact gay people in the Choli community. Growing up in Maine and then living in New York, there was no Sudanese or no Choli people. So when I finally followed Idea Gay into Nashville, and I came and met my son's father. I was not interested, but it seemed like he had some of the American cultural awareness. That's the only reason why I was able to actually gonna accept Nyom for my son's father, because I'm like, okay, he's more Americanized, and it seems like we have some common understanding, and we have some similar backgrounds, being that one wing at Julie, what being a gang, yellow been a parent store raised one kind. And we both lost our mothers. We had a lot of common things, and then also we enjoy rap music, hip hop music. We speak similar dialect of the American language. So we're like, okay, we're young, we have a lot in common. So I agreed. If it was somebody more traditional or even older, somebody straight out of Africa, maybe not because I don't want my own kind. I was afraid of um, finding somebody that I can choose to live with or coexist with in a home as a family or a partner, life partner. I know traditionally, men don't have much of a say so in marriage. If you have a suitor back home, they come to your home, they meet your parents. Sometimes they don't want you to bring shame to the family. So if a suitor comes and your parents accept, you kind of have to go with it, and you learn to love each other along the way later on. Whereas here in this society, you get to date, get to know the person. If your hearts connect, then you follow your heart, and you kono bere kachel, you elope, in a legal sense, ngama kid matie kede waka kanye editing. Ka ubero ka chill as husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, fiance, common law marriage, kanye in the US is acceptable. Lakini, the issue now, ka one way from the same community, one way actually, the expectation is that family pa churi understand culture too. Miro chi waje both parents tugi custom tua ngo miro nungi chakatimo step minyum, which includes now penyo warga hijueni and doing the necessary things mi chulo look kono chulo nyom ka pori bo dating bele pori bo be ka chel chulo nyom ki ngo gene. So the pressure is there for somebody like my son's father, the Acholi guy, my better get in there. Being that he was Americanized, he needed to go back to his parents to explain what he wanted to do. And now the expectation is high, right? You have to pay Luke, our custom, our tradition, right? Whether you want to or not, you have to follow the tradition. You can't just say we Americanized. Now we are all actually. So one of the cons of marrying your own people is that they are expected to understand your culture and your custom and your tradition. Versus Nyomo Lorok, the expectation is not there. They can just say, hey, I don't know your culture, I don't know your tradition. In most cases, they get away with not cholo look or cholo nyom or following through the traditional steps because they get away with it. Lakin ki nyom ngamo mi gang karinyo dongo kan. They're supposed to uphold our tradition and custom, cholo look, and also make sure that family to be bene is vetted. They can vet the bride's family. They can also the bride's family can also vet the groom's family. So they want to make sure all their business is in order. They come from a good family. Joma benyo, otherwise lokwera nyome. Kari even kanya abroad. I remember we we rejected Nyom too. He never explained why he did reject Nyome, but we went ahead and did it. That's another thing with Nyome, Kari Nyome within the culture, like in abroad. You have to you're supposed to accept the decision that your parents are making. Uncles, you're supposed to accept it. We want tech. We get too involved. Kanyom, look me nyom chaka, mon miro be aside. Family of the bride will like money. Miri be aside. Pagi loki. Ka initi do bride lo bina nyom in. I better la lengdo. Look, moon is supposed to be between chori, gi family peri, your parents peri, your uncles peri, customer. Gitiro look wang inong lo in gang. Like in Kanyong in the west, and then po mon gi biro comfortable getting engaged and getting involved, voicing their concerns with will me look how much of a bride's price that their husband is expected to pay. They normally start voicing concerns with that, being that they expect their husbands to have enough money to support their livelihood once they get married. So they don't want the parents or the girl's family or uncles to set such a high bride's price or dowry for their marriage. I've seen many cases where mon gi chaka leb chaka da ka won gi tia pursue will mongol e jwen choage wagi chul minyom kono mi look wala mi ngom mi gi take look ke wen mon now they get involved here in the west wala in the diaspora they get involved. They voice their concerns with will even pursuing their husbands. Whereas you're supposed to respect your family and respect the process, respect your tradition. And my dad too, I went ahead and did it anyway. And that's one thing that I do regret because I didn't follow tradition too. I went against the tradition. I went against what the decision was from our family. Certain cases I've seen outside of our family as well, where more now get there look too much when it comes to Nyom Tugi. They want to get involved with Willa. They want to ask their fathers and their uncles, give me the give me the chenanero kind. They even get involved as far as telling them how much to request, how much not to request. Or sometimes they even give their husbands money. Me cholo will me gonna tugana diary tugana me konya ko chwagi. I don't know if they do that back home in Kenya. I don't know if you remember any cases ngamo be wajaburi, but and then they can more not gonna get too involved. We chako don't cholo gonna look to will look gonna jenna nyom to kin madong imira nagi chogi ko get concho gonna ko chwagi. Amira tamnin ngari tradition muno lie. Cho yang nung gini mon mi konya ko give me cholo look will a cholo nyom will gimme John give me gang to get cholo in full without that kind of interfering. Do you have any idea?
No, from giving him chica chuli, ko to and gonna chene, yo, look moi wini, a chul, kono emi, kono gwen adi, kono rom adi, kono diang adi, chen adi, gande weng no bino you la cho, pia la cho, ni amira dakoni, yo mira latin pa dano mo, so in ka emira ngan mo. En gia wat tu gi nyo woge nyo nga ki tore wini ino ngi kelo gine wan in keni pero ne daga no chira ami chene mo gite yat karo ini bi kelo cheno nyuro jal chene ni pe mena a kiri wa che kere ne ya yo la kan me pol mon me gi konyo ko cho mo ma gitu gi mo me no pe nyo gitie ga gimero nyom akin chene pe rom gi chene molo tia pe nyane yala ka dano ne na ben gimero bere ka chiel nyu gimere po wat tugo wikel wigi kom la chone ya gi konyo gi gimo ati tiri gimo gi ti gi ke cha gi mio la chone bi nyum pie chene wen chira pre wat en wen rom ma chare chire i kom family chiel so ginena lo ke ne raj ko nyo gitia timo gimo ko sa tia tamo ne me ai chiga chuli chal nyo gang ku ja timo mon chal timo gini ko en munu ga tia timo en wa ka ni ken yeah
Interesting. Pianan atamni katia timo wakan so much. There's communication channels between families. Gikan community makan community magang. But now abi wunya ningone through the Acholi conference magi berkatimone annually. They want to streamline ngone the standard price mi look imi nyom across the board. Wek dano weng ochul wela chill. Pay you more can get set again. I will too high, more get set will too low, will on negotiation. They want to come up with a set price to make it easier for people not to manipulate or take advantage of either the groom's family or the bride's family. To a point where now, atamani gang benegi chakalaho ping where lacho may try to manipulate that ahead of time. Hey, digi wa bina going on and a family permi kwa warga. Power meeting get involved. Lakini kono abicholo gini wenko pien munu chena ti abina gi budget mi go gang. Makun ka nyom mina kill in gang. I have to keep a budget for me operation me gang. So amira ni page tuma dung kage tuma dung ini miringe miricha actual installments actual in full. Okay, like what do you think about that? Okay, because recently I've had a suitor that told me something like that. Ningoni, pien, kung lotoro wel ma deep ka mirachol weng munu weng kwai akwanya gi budget me operating out. So actual installment. That already told me what? No. Is that against tradition? Is that against custom? Will it be actual installment? Gumuno.
no I mean I when you chiga chuli wa ni in ki nyomo ngan mo lo ke bi tum ko so yeah so installment la cho twa timone piering e nyum ni munu ga tierong chali kin wadong so in ka chal imiyo gimo atiri en bod wat padaka pe nyo kono pang pero ni loko tum nino ere ken chalka tino pe nyo ke kel 20,000 ke kono dielario nyo kono ekel kono ngo mia di kono ngo it were kelo ke mo e diere I waje gini okay man gia kero par eno gikanya lakin abi kelo gini dina mo mane actually yelo ke yala kira waje kere gena nyom ni tumko mutelo kene itwera bere da mio gao penyo ini wang mi tieko kere pien wat en padago gi mio yiri mene kare mo en mi kelo ga jami weng magi penyo komini tama chiga joli gina kwero lokiko giye pien inda ki ye nyoka penya 50,000 shillings o kono di lo ni akel kono romo o romi kono mia chiel yala ke digi mia chiel yala ka kel maybe $10,000 katina bini $5,000 yala ka achwalo kono romi kono pier beach yala ka digi pier beach giye gane gi gamo yala ka bitio mone e kare mo ano kero na giye so giwaje me nyum tumko
So we can accept that within culture too. I'm actually, actually me Uganda, well actually me South Sudan. This is accepted. Yala also, Kawatia Nyomo, other tribes is the same. We accept it. Pian one wing me gang. Go. We accept this to chul installment until it tiro. Will it does that change when you marry from a different tribe? Do you know?
No, pianingeo gonna loro gite gonna rule to a culture to a part. So ila jole part gite kono jomi lotugo nyo kono bare kono jomi kan. Yeah, ginweng we tie ki lok mo mi nyom muno mere mi yogi mo I can chicken no kwa part gini. So I one chick to a part law part gi go for diang. So for example, or diang gite go check to go papat one no papat ingo diang pole ke mar en kiro wa ke diangi jone ka diang dia ngwen munu go munu ge mera eri pe paro go pichene ke da dum ko ake ere meri omiri kile en gitia to nya pi yo pa ten tu ki ko no dago tu ke yeah so check mera pat so loro check to ke pat yeah the one check to a part
So kalau like your more say for example, me or diang, obina nyom dakam ya chuli, dakam ya chuli, or diang miro follow cousin pa chul mi nyom dakam munu, like that.
Yes, because munu the men gia min you I mean min anyaga gi wona nyaga gin ma gi penyo ga gi mero gi komlat. So in ka itiro miri inoge I winja ge mio ge waje irini so that's why ik ka chulo ko pat. So kad latini tu ya lo diang amero o diang mero o ye gawe mutia waje gina check me a chulo ni wen. Kaya no bino ge gin kono gi chulo ge diang kono gi tembo ge ngoni nga chuli penyo chene gi penyo en le mogo gi ngongo gi so diang nyo la rumo mero tim chik mi a chuli ye latin mu latin a chuli
So now I think there's a mutual understanding between Nyome the clan, Ginyom within one tribe, Ginyom intertribal between different tribes. Understanding it being one wing from the same nation, one wing from South Sudan. There could be an understanding where they pay installment, you're paying full, but one yen journey, wang jomega. Now, Nyome Nyomo Lorok me we love money. It's a completely different ballgame. Where I don't think there's enough pressure or there's not pressure on Nyomo Lorok to cholo dowry will it look will it ngongo. Do you think will it all ngolo will mala piano wanna get no rognyo jomi lobopa mudi? I've not known any cases where ikarmo gitimo gine gitimo a regular Western wedding and just so they just pass look micholo look will ngong a tradition muno. Ichaka a white wedding in church or two lohotum. Jumuko TMR get to air pressure on it. Katwagine Lorok from the west, so Kono Kan Middle East will come okay. Micholo look. A can moment get you one mile one of Nyomo Lorok. What do you think? Have you seen any cases
No,
like that?
ani kachal mono nyo kono ngalmo mi Asia o nyomo.
Hmm.
Dago mo mi achuli nyanya mo mi achuli. Yes.
Hmm.
Won anyira nyo won dago pangare
Hmm.
gipenyo ni otim chika chuli mo. Yeah, mogomer gipenyo korong. Kacha
Hmm.
ingira be ni anyira me ngiro gi moko
Hmm.
mono akene ni achuli pod miro ge tim gina chika
Hmm.
chuli.
Hmm.
Kacha mono mo from America nyomo nyaga chuli mo.
Hmm.
Won anyaga ne gi mine gi twere penyo ga mo gi kom mono ne.
Hmm.
Muni be gi ngeo ko. Gi ngeo lakini gi ngeo ko.
Hmm.
So kan mire na nyaga no munu biye gi mo atiri ma
Hmm.
peme gi mo adit ko biye mer gi mo atiri.
Hmm.
Lakini ole a nyaga chuli ka ro nyomo mono gi kom na ne
Hmm.
nyo Asian mo.
Hmm.
Elme nongo chunye no aloge gina chiga chulo me lo mi chiga chulo paro ngi ket ko piere no mi ronga e ngiwa
Hmm.
be mine ko ni wona gi pengane
Hmm.
ngiwa be go ngari me ngiw kigeri ko
Hmm.
al tia balo kidi bedo tugi so lo penyo non ko
Hmm.
chiga chuli ko en la ro gi penyo mana gi penyo ni o mi gi mo
Hmm.
yeah so muni gi ngiw me lakini gi ngiw ko yala ngamu nyoma en mono nyola rokio en ngamiro oberi ka atelo lo kwaji won ngaro ke yingi an ko ara bino ge chuli nyu kana bino ge kan chik twine mana kana po iri ma you were nyo wat para gi penyo gi moya mane so
Hmm.
ki mara an miri chul ga eri
Hmm.
uno go nen chal gi mo chal lo tia kwala ena kwala
Hmm.
ano kami chene ma wan
Hmm.
chunyo como amaro como ela ano que miri mi amigo na libadi uno con ne charitia a chama na chama
Hmm.
a en ngariti ngio chiga chuli ko to waje wa be mono ni bi ye nyola roki mi bi ye ne okay un culture to team man and then jal me mo wela down again
Hmm.
I waje ke an me na mari abi mi yogi mo opinion
I've been on a case Mogamuno show me what you be last time 90-day fiance ne. Latin midget mono ne mo ma chwe yo leng ya ba ne mo. O chira ka nyomo nya anya ka mo ma leng young from Kono Thailand wile kanye. She's like
oh
21.
from Philippines
Yes. Ni miri nyu ichul dari ni ngo miri kono chul kono wila di kono wil diang kono tim ngol a chone mira wili na wila miro ringo tamo wio gware ni an miri wi US ko gi par mo pe ape ki chene ati a beri studio chene para pe ni a bar chene gi boli wora mi bino kan ape bene gi mo US ko dan tam ni ngo muniti gi chene kono ngo kono tour wil ma di kon chulo lu weng go family weng pola gi tu mo bene pe la jon ana pegi gi mo dahan gi toro wela ko wi la chone kono ni kono 50,000 gi diang wala gi la bala gi ngongo la chono gwara we shoni so atamni these days jo mo ga gi no lo rok chal mono ne they don't pressure again too much micholo look unless ka gi lon gi tor wel mal ya mun kas mi to chol gi cholo mo
yeah
non kono kagi ngene chwa gini gitigi mo bene pene giti mo white wedding in church no go munu nyomo
yeah
ja a dog beach kono for $5 $10 $100 too gichero gang that's it kid manero kede Damning.
Yeah, pianingo gana logmi olaya kanya in Nyom ibi nongo chiene ne ka utimo divorce pero ni inongo
Ah. Mm.
inongo chiene rieko ibi nongo chiene ka uno woket
Mm.
munu kia mono ngeo abe ni
Mm.
auka yango no wonyome lakini
Mm.
ko paket so biro wapoga wengi die
Mm.
so munu kia muni ngeo lakini ki waje chul chiene rie
Mm.
mapuru tie nyome nyokon utia neno komuni yeko ya
Mm.
eni ye merko lakin chik eri pay wige
Mm.
lakin ka obi ket waje okay yeah arangeo eri so
Mm.
anena mertie olaya kanye
Mm.
yeah muni ngeo no ka ket dong muni
Mm.
me on ko daga pe
Mm.
me polutini muni yo long child support
Mm.
chene ko daga mu ko nyome long alimony
Mm.
munu chene be mio pien yango no ubero be daga ni tia konyo in ya ini tio atek ibere la cholo gamo so
Mm.
come okete daga ne
Mm.
ro be da be mene miro be gi wood o be gi
Mm.
wi to poi chiene ra miro no bin mene pe yango no na yang bini come anyway so in
Mm.
mire so munu gi atama muni gi ngeo
Mm.
olaya kan dana gi ngeo lakin
Mm.
kani cholo chiena nyim nyokono me nyum kre ngo
Mm.
gipia tama no go mi miro kwalo gin
Mm. So now challenge me gina nyom mani ka Latina nyaka tu dong Nyomo Lorok. Pola gi accustomed to money culture pachwa gine. Look me preserving culture. Yala teaching Lutini. Can we preserve? We're learning culture to the yala preserving culture. That's a challenge. Kidong inyome Lorok. Middle Latin. On a flip side, mun beru ma be Latin to logo leb ma duong wala leb tu mi a chuligi leb jala roke. Yala giberu smart and wise in that sense. Lakin now, making sure that bene they don't forget aside to me a chuli kono logo leba chuli me a leba chuli custom we culture but chuli bene. Muru is a whole battle in the house, meeting on it, Munari Aria, when middle point Latin, on both sides of culture, Munu. Naming bene, Myonying Latin. It was Kanye and American style, Monkey cat. Like in Kajamo, could give me a preserving lap. Give me a tuero, but nga magitamani ogena, tuero name Latin, kanong Myonying Latin. In case to a bonga, grandfather pa bonga mo mero myonyinga bonga. Anak kwera lakin ni pien anything the grandfather cheke ero grandfather tigi right me naming like grandson better his first grandson ko mi nying bongo mean bien pien ngo and peggy brothers your brothers better when don't pay uh that's something that I didn't like about culture too actually ngo grandfather naming their grandson but monoculture too you have to accept it go but with Ogeno now his father has had the right to name Ogeno but I was able to give him the middle name. So depending on ki nyomo danami gang, nyomo ngamo lorok mo, in the manner in which you can, Latin man, the manner in which you can preserve leb two, culture two, nying two, lineage tech, piano dongo, inyomo lorok. How do you feel about that? Okay, inma inyomo loroke. How have you been able to now teach Asia lab to naming gin kono in me name will it custom pa joni tie custom pa daga pergi tie ma mere bene war.
no basically chalki inyomola rock gawen mero tem 50-50 so
Mm.
alka giabe gi uh, daga pare en munu jogi bino gi tradition mi jongat bino gi Asia so gin chik tu gi me peri rom gi jomi Africa lakin gin gi gitie gi gina
Hmm.
tradition tu gi me ma and mere war look me culture ya le war kono ga ku ti atemo ne pero ne pero chal kira muni ki temo kere nyo kono loro ki teme ki dange kono ni so gin giti culture to ga be so kachal uh, ka mi nying lo tini ne let's say enogena waje mero ya cha ko nying lo tini gachal gimo pe ni lep tu pe le par it will let me America like in yero cha nyinga beach yala ka ikin nyinga beach yala wa yero wa bedo ka gena a yero ne okay ini itamuni ini tamuni yala ka ye nyinga chel wa mio akina ngewa be chal anatira chuli so an mena mero nying lo tini para mero chiga chuli mo lo bedye so an na yero either middle name your last name pa imuno mere pa last name better pa in middle name ana yero munu atiro Leb Acholi so kari eno ye ne yero first name tu ki ko ngone yero middle name piera ngone ka give it your middle name ka mo e kena ke chiro ye will nyo ngan mo ngio Acholi te kono kwana nyingira ye ngio ni munu latina Acholi
Exactly.
yeah so munu ga timo
An mina tama gumul gilo tini para special geno ma annual gilo roke. Atam ne ka one day bichero gang. Ponen malatin Arab man. Me amiro nen nying man malatin Acholi. Ko neno nying rerie pe porie mo wane munu kono foreigner. Miro nen nying nen munu muna Acholi mi sa Sudan. He doesn't have any problems. So he can coachero gang. Now one more ma onywalo one minwa you one wa wenjo mi gang Acholi mi gang. Mio nying mostly wife follow the father a custom to her one Latin ma naming Latini pole ko
Yeah, I mean, at that point, again, TMA 50-50. Kelka min Latin mero, nying mo mero chao ne. El waje ne mero nying Latin e munu. Yala un Latin mene mero nying e romone. Waje mene mero nying e. Yala at the end of the day, I think ngarachiele ken na yelo ke ko gin gi ye okay. Nying ngado bi beri mane. Lakini ngeo chal nyinga for example Okeny munu gina munu ngan mo yero pe munu ngam tiga chuli chal ko nywala in after nyira a dek nya ngwen munu nyingere or America gimo ngan wa yero me nyingere pe munu ngatiero gina munu tiero gina en tiga chuli manyingi chal binori aya munu nyaka nywalo nyaka nywalo we're gonna date gonna we when ya Okeny munu ngamo nywale inge nyira date nya ngwen so nying cha moko dano min dano nyo won gi cha ko lakin pola moko munu bino tradition chal ko nywalo ilatin kayo like anyara adiego adie munu anyara firstborn munu nying pemero chaka ko muna gira dano ngeo so nyinga bini munu
okay
so again polemer any ngeo ugena kaka ara chaka na mera nying latino beri mar okay wone me mero beri mar wabi gi kamo die ya latino chaka nying lakini ngeo chaka nying ngi actually it meaningful so ka chaka nying latin mo en ka polo lo chaka nying no mean ke mo pe lo chaka ta kono because amira nyingo bit John. Amira nyingo bit Mike. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, lo neno kid season tie kere ya la ka unu tie go lo chan. Wala kono be kuch. Kono ngo gi chal o kuch. Yo kono tia lo kono pen tie kere e cha ro nywalo ini munu me lo twa nying men no gi kid lo ka. Ka me ro no chan o chan. Uru kono no chan o ngo so lo tini lo chago nyingi pi kida pentie kere no kara e no nywalo ini.
You tell me one more come out here dong abroad what better dong in the diaspora can ma influence it here from the west in naming Lotini. You tell me at some point we'll be losing Nying Tua Pien what most of us were me Nying Mooney dong but Lotini. And I'm sure Lotini Tua been be me dong Nying Mooney completely Bolotini. They may even deal away with Nying Acholi completely. You think at some point, one moment here, we'll be losing what we're preserved. Nying toa, we'll be losing. Atama gumunu pien, I think a student, parane moy, kuya, he's from India, Albino international student, kakwan irakan. Okay, nying Latini ngani?
No.
Nying Latini Joseph Stalin from India. What's the mid application for Latine? Okay, you're not thinking anything. Okay, maybe no itamani munu ngamo from the west, new European or nyala India kono nga kuya. Tia bini gang kwan itama European matia bino. The top Latin me India bino nyinga Joseph Stalin. Iguara we pinga. Why do parents do that? Kwanya nyingma part from a different community. Give me a bulletini tugi. I mean, the child may still be from the community, like in Ying Munudro, Tiakwanyo identity to it. What do you think about it? You think one day we'll be losing this custom, me or Ying, me a Chuli, Bulletini to her?
No, I don't think Acholi will lose because Acholi tradition to our tie or attack. Kari ichak nyingene Joseph Stalin middle name pa tia part lungu ko mo ni boya lungu ni on a cot lungu ni kono nga Acholi ye kari itembe kana nyingene ning parents me Acholi gingi proud me tradition giwal gibi yenyo riego mo mi kero nying mo manyu tin neno Obama ko what no Obama okane kero kane ni ning dala ni yeah kero kwe
oh my god
lo yeko so latin mi Indian yeah mi ne kono you wanna gitia tamana go gitie mu riego yeah tio ken in kiti nying ma yod imunu ne chal mi lo ma chere gan kwan nyo ko mi no ngo ga mo chal ne no no ko ne scholarship nyo no ko admission bi no kene mi ne wona inge nying kid e bi atine bi mere kere mala wi lobo so cha mo ko me nying ko nyo ko lakin ko no nying mo chal inge African wati nying la pat gini ko lo ne no ngo o jok o kelo go mima munu ka muno nena yinyo ye ne munu
African
yeah African you ngamola rogo ke po mire teach so bi kelo ka de nyo ke mo go kono ngo like why ne John Smith you why munu John Smith from the Pilgrims oh nyo ngari no ginyo pen go ngo so giye in pia ni nyingi tie John Smith you nena jui pola chula nena tradition tu ki changa nying mi Bible John kono nga lakin Leb Acholi gigi last name Leb Acholi kono changa ne kono Joseph kono ngo yo nga kono nga so Acholi gi ngio riego ne kin beri mi lobo mere chak nying chal arware gi chal mi Bible gi nyo
Mm.
nying ma winyo chal dano ngeo
Mm.
ole me dano mo bino gi Bible
Mm.
in last name tugi nyo middle name tugi better actually so kari gi chak nyingi ko like John the Baptist
Mm.
in middle name pe no tie alo kwera nyo nyingi ko ko ma cage
Ada.
yeah so munu bi nyu
Mm.
ya wan atin luo atin
Mm.
acho in kono mi kan nyuru ge la keni ngeo chalo iwaje kere Indian otimore
Mm.
Indian pien gi ngeo be nyingi ngan mo pe ki nying ero
Mm.
so gi mi latini obere no ka wuot chalo wi lobo kira obiro okre
Mm.
ga kanya ni chal plan tu gino tio
Mm.
akin chiga
Mm.
chuli kari nyingi gi lok ni ning
Mm.
parents gi maro gana
Mm.
gi maro chiga chuli wa magi loko gi mo nyuru ni latini e latina chuli gi gina gi mi
Mm.
nying mo
Mm.
kinene nyuru ni ina chuli nyuluo
Mm. Okay. No poor. So another thing on it, some of the advantages minyo majomi gang being able to preserve culture to yala bene there's a mutual understanding when it comes to tradition to minyo. So ki nyom ngami gang it's easy for your two to communicate look minyo back and forth and there's an understanding. So you cannot say I didn't understand well or I didn't understand that's what you meant. You understand we're from the same culture. The clan of chill, well, the tribe of chill, we understand each other. Even into gonna tribal way, the South Sudan tribe wing minute, they understand each other's tribe. It's very easy to understand. Lakini nong Nyomo Lorok mawaka kono from another country, kono in the west. Sometimes get to do na get wanna hang here been a tradition too. Ko weka do a bit of lenient. It get a lot gonna will make it midari. So, but the challenge now, Nyomo Lorok, is preserving culture and making sure that Lotini being a leptugi, nyingi kagichiro gang, gipunyo mere, gitwero, if the parents are proactive, gitwero punyo lep area weng, including a jolly, culture na area weng, lakin kacha pe mi punyo gin weng bene, Latin will most likely adapt to that context, and sometimes they lose tradition and culture and identity to the level. Kamanyitie ye nyoy culture manyin. So thank you, King. Any final thoughts about nyome nyomi gang kinwa gang nyome giloruk?
No, it wasn't matter. The only give up there, ginyome ikimgange, pien igeo
Hmm.
da kutia da wala kono utia la lo mo.
Hmm.
Utwero ngeo kidanga de tia lokere. Yala
Hmm.
ingeo be kidanga de tia waje loka. Utwero ye lo mo de gimo araj mere pe.
Hmm.
Akala ro kutia da nyutia la lo mo.
Hmm.
En gok tia tamo gimoro wa pad pero tial aneno inchal in dano ere bedi eri ng'iyo ni in ero ne munu gi ape wiye nongo en tia neno ino chal itie chal ngan mo emiro kono kelo toy kome
Yeah.
lakini chiga chuli nyo kari
Hmm.
ina chuli ka utia da ing'e munu gi gok mogo
Hmm.
utia ar log mo log ore mogo nyo kono ngo
Hmm.
lo ke chira mena kamoko munu me tiro lo mikin jo
Hmm.
me nyo
Hmm.
munu lo ne
Hmm.
relationship issue ma
Hmm.
akin aro go kutia da o waje okay ano nge chira ngo lo pinyo
Hmm.
gik pinyo no nyo
Hmm.
ere tang tugi nyo ko utia la lo gimo
Hmm.
ye mena ko chal muni
Hmm.
munu to chao da kira tiri ko ngo ma mero ke rie komberi
Hmm.
nyo ere chira nyo la cho mo rie mena
Hmm.
so look more fair or lie. So that's why get him a divorce. That yeah, parliament. Bien, I know what you're talking about. Go eat your kilo tie coming. Go put it. Go why we go. la wa wi nyo ko no pe tam okay Nyom dana ye da ye la lo dana ye wo aken ge ma nyuru ni ko ni inong imere nyimi ngan ma pa de ge mo mu no rie de o de ko gunyu du ko na no ya no la cho mo nyum and e dag do okay bye and so atawa ko
Oh, shit.
to jogi nyomo mu ni ngewa be ono ko kelo wie dogo como o cha latino tiri dagno no mo ka pe ti malo cha ko me dange ne dog no gang tu ki wala mere cher kan ya la gemo me ti mo ne pe yo lunga bili komi yeah so be ka no me kelo ko lo komi again ti ti a bero ki chal ngamo bino e culture too tuero la lo akin pin bi kwe ngadi ngiyo dia muno mer watia gina ada lakin da mo ara te muno da me gio ti ala lo mo no akin mono wala kono la ro ti ata ya okay ini kelo wi man an na kelo wi man ana ringo adog gang to ayin la cho apat nya lunga bili pieni ti ala lo uga so amone and berega chuli nyo jonati culture to be peno keep me la lok tu ya mo bi kweo lokema
Wallahi. That's good. At least gang, at least culture tour. Kan wanya munu tila lungo family gini bika binka lara look too. As opposed to lungo police, kono gore, gilweng, lungo abili, chiri sigin, ngage. That's a good thing, especially hiti wa hokanya. When I pull youth too, I don't get your boloro, Nyomo Lorok, Nyomo Lorok, look at guinea doing get kidney saving in don't tag behind what the culture man yin, what the wape gang. What make them this new home gang to influence been a team at Terry Comwagina, Wakan Carilo Tini can go pull one more manongo, been a watch berogi lorogini, one nano custom or better the custom to Adam, better the tradition to Adam. You know, in Poro Guinea, Kimagetima in many team. Barapo, okay, thank you so much. So next week, everyone, please join us again for Ceng Abicel Okeny. Make sure to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as Chaka Acholi. Our official Facebook page is Chaka Acholi as well. My personal Facebook is Chaka Kang South Sudan. I also post these videos there. Please make sure to comment, like, and share. Drop your comments about look me Nyom. Anything that you want to share with us about marriage, marrying back home within your own clans or tribe, between tribes, or even marrying somebody outside of from a different nation. Please drop your comments. Apo Matakan Jacqueline Kangokot and Okeny, you already know Okeny pa ili. Okeny Apo, have a good night, and I hope to see you again next week.
All right, Kang, thank you for having me. Good night.
All right. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
All right.